Church of Christ, 2nd floor, 10 to 22, Lamp Lane, London E5, 3PL. Àwọn buses tó dọ́dọ̀ wà ní bus 55, 254, 253, 106, 308, 236, 26. Lẹ́yìn tí ó gbé yín bọ́lẹ̀ ní King Edward Road bus stop láti bẹ̀ lọ ilé ìjọsìn wa ò láṣìmọ̀ rárá. 28th of September ọdún 2018 ọjọ́ Friday tó kẹ́yìn oṣù ló bọ́ sí ní déédéé agogo 10 lẹ́ẹ̀dí aago 5 ìdájí. Ẹ wò ó, ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn ni Ọlọ́run ọba mi ti pinnu àyípadà rere fún nínú ìṣọ́ òru ọlọ́jọ́ kan lọ́dún yìí. Bàbá 1010 àmì àṣepé Evangelist Michael Olùsẹ̀san JP ti gbáradì láti rọ òjò àdúrà sórí àwọn ọ̀tá ìlọsíwájú rẹ̀. Àdúrà wíbẹ̀ jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rí ojúkorojú. Fún àlàyé àdúrà tàbí ohun ìtọ́nisọ́nà ẹ pè sórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 07440514053 tàbí 07847646770. Wá kí ìwọ náà lè ní àyípadà rere nítorí Jésù lolúwa.
Nítorí àyípadà rẹ̀ o, mo képe ọ̀ bàbá, àyípadà bàbá wípé o lè ṣe láyé mi.
God is Perfect Christian Center. Orí òkè pípé lọ́lọ́run. Àwọn ni wọ́n tẹ́ pẹpẹ àjọ̀dún ọdún karùn-ún tí Ọlọ́run ọba mi ti sọ ìṣọ́ òru ọlọ́jọ́ kan lọ́dún kalẹ̀. Àkòrí tọdún yẹn la pè ní àyípadà rere.
Ọlọ́run àyípadà mo tún ti dé o bàbá mi. Àyípadà o. Àmọ́ àyípadà rere wọnú ayé mi o bàbá. Nítorí àyípadà rẹ̀, mo képe ọ́ bàbá.
2 Samuel 6 verse 11. Samuel kejì orí kẹfà ẹsẹ̀ 11. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, gbọ́ àkọsílẹ̀ Ọlọ́run nínú ìwé mímọ́. Àpótí ẹ̀rí gbé nílé Obedi-Odomu ará Gíìtì fún oṣù 3 gbáko. Olúwa sì bùkún fún Obedi-Odomu àti gbogbo ilé rẹ̀. Àtàmátàsé ni ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tí ń jáde látẹnu òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ Evangelist Michael Olùsẹ̀san bàbá 1010 JP. Ọ̀kan gbòógì tí Ọlọ́run ọba mi rán sí ayé òun ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí láti tán ìṣòro yòówù tí ń ja ẹ̀dá gbogbo. Ọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ ń bẹ, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni àdúrà ìtúsílẹ̀ ń bẹ. Àkókò mìíràn rèé láti wá bá bàbá àdúrà orí òkè pípé lọ́lọ́run pàdé lọ́dún yìí pẹ̀lú àmì ìyanu má lè gbàgbé. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ti wá sí ìṣọ́ òru ọlọ́jọ́ kan lọ́dún yìí ni wọ́n ti jẹ́rìí sí.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good evening. You are welcome to your program, Women of Valor, on Noble People Television. You are welcome to today's program again. My name is Yetunde Oluyinka, your presenter for your program, Women of Valor on Noble People Television. On today's program, we are going to be discussing matchmaking on Noble People Television. Matchmaking, what do I mean by matchmaking? Matchmaking is when it's something that can also be called like an arranged marriage or arranged relationship, when other parties are involved in arranging marriage or arranging a relationship or acting as an intermediary to make a relationship happen. On today's program, we are going to be discussing on what this is all about, what we have seen and what we've heard about matchmaking, and the advantages and the disadvantages of matchmaking. And our viewers at home, I would also like you to drop your comments and contribute your experience as well, if you are in support of matchmaking or if you are totally against it. As a woman of valor, would you really appreciate someone to match, you with someone else? that they think might be suitable for you. Whether your first marriage, or even if your first marriage has broken down and you are looking for that opportunity again, do you think matchmaking is going to work for you? Before I go further, I'm actually going to go and ask our engineer to put on advertisement for us, because some of our clients that are patronizing us, we need to recognize them, and this is just going to be only for 1 or 2 minutes. Please invite your friends and families that the program is on again, Women of Valor, and we want to discuss about matchmaking. Whatever you know about matchmaking, whatever experience you've had, or your maybe personal experience, you are welcome to share with us and drop your comments. I'll be right back. Thank you.
Tóbi Olúwa tí wọ́n sì ń fi gbogbo ìgbà dúpẹ́ oore lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba tó pe ajínrere Michael Olùsẹ̀san bàbá 1010 JP pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwẹ̀ àdúrà ohun ìtọ́sọ́nà Ọlọ́run tí bàbá ti gbà ní ti ọdún yìí yóò fi wáyé ní ọjọ́ 28 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2018 28 September 2018 bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní déédéé agogo 10 lẹ́dí aago 5 ìdájí. èyí ni ní gbọ̀ngàn Victory Church of Christ, 2nd floor, 10 to 22 Lamp Lane, London E5 3PL. Àwọn buses tó dọ́dọ̀ wà ní bus 55 254 253 106 308 236 26. lẹ́yìn tí ó gbé yín bọ́lẹ̀ ní King Edward Road bus stop láti bẹ̀ lọ ilé ìjọsìn wa ò láṣìmọ̀ rárá. 28th of September ọdún 2018 ọjọ́ Friday tó kẹ́yìn oṣù ló bọ́ sí ní déédéé agogo 10 lẹ́dí aago 5 ìdájí. ẹ wò ó, ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn ni Ọlọ́run ọba mi ti pinnu àyípadà rere fún nínú ìṣọ́òru ọlọ́jọ́ kan lọ́dún yìí. bàbá 1010 àmì àṣepé Evangelist Michael Olùsẹ̀san JP ti gbáradì láti rọ òjò àdúrà sórí àwọn ọ̀tá ìlọsíwájú rẹ̀. àdúrà wíbẹ̀ jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rí ojúkorojú. fún àlàyé àdúrà tàbí ohun ìtọ́nisọ́nà ẹ pè sórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 07440514053 tàbí 07847646770. wá kí ìwọ náà lè ní àyípadà rere nítorí Jésù lolúwa.
Aspire Hydration is here for me. Oh, yes. Everybody listening, real estate and land agent with 100% guarantee. Aspire Hydration, now you be Baba.
Oh yes, buy land, buy house, lease and rent houses or land with ease at Ibejuleki and its environs at Aspire Hydration at affordable and reasonable price. We have estates in different places: Arium Estate, Abidjan, Lekki, Green Island, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate, Lekki, Peninsula Home Phase 2, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate Phase 3, Lekki. All these and more are our estates with good roads, maximum security, buildings with good structure and well.
And I hope all the advertisements that you've listened to, they're not just meant to be run, they're meant for informing you of things that is happening around you, all revivals, and some advertisements of lands, also videos, CDs, and all all of those is being advertised just for your information, for your patronage. And also, if you'd like to sponsor this program, Women of Valor, please let us know. Contact us on our station, and we will be in touch with you, and we will advertise your product or whatever program or anything that you're doing, and you will receive a very huge patronage. Before we went on that short little break, we were discussing about matchmaking. Matchmaking, we will say, is something that has been that has been in existence for a very long time, and this often happened in the Middle East of the world, the Asian and the African countries. They are the ones that normally practice matchmaking. And there are reasons behind matchmaking. You will realize that the families or the part of community or part of the country that practice matchmaking will be generally parents that agree together with other parents to kind of say, okay, you know, we are going to marry your daughter, or even it could be the parents of the girl that will, you know, be talking with the parents of the boy. And this actually happened from at a very, very tender age, like as little as 10 years old. The parents will be talking, they will be, you know, even referring to each other as in-laws. Not that they want to marry them off at 10 years old, but by the time the children are getting to like 16 years old, they are already, you know, introducing them. And in some parts of the world as well, 16 years old is acceptable age for marriage. And by this age, you would say that the parents will have come together, and then they will come now to ask for the hand of the girl in marriage. We want to explore some of the reasons why parents think it is good to make their children to go to marry each other. Number one reason why parents do agree to marry their children off together is because of the unity and the bond between them. They said, okay, we've already known each other. Instead of my daughter getting married to a stranger, I rather let her marry a family that I know very, very well. So it could be because of the bond that is between the families, the friendship, the friendliness that is between the two families that they want to maintain, and they want it to continue even onto their generation. So the parents can agree together to say, okay, let's make our children. This particular program topic is brought to us on Women of Valor, because as a woman of valor, would you like your children to be married under this arrangement? Would you allow or would you object it? If you're watching the program, please drop your comments. Or would you yourself like to be match made with somebody else? A total stranger? Please let us know. Also, another reason that or why people do matchmaking is poverty. You will see that sometimes when somebody is owing, or if there's a poor family against a rich family, you know, and if the poor family has owed a lot of money to the rich family, what tends to happen is that the poor family will want in a way to pay back or to compensate their debtor. And by doing this, if they have, you know, boys in the house, or sometimes it happens that even when they don't have boys, they tend to marry younger ladies, maybe from 16, 18, even maybe not even up to that age. They will marry them off in a way as in an exchange for the debt that they're owing. But they will not really be telling the girls that, look, I'm taking you as in an exchange for the debt that, you know, it could be debt of years, it could be debt of many years that, you know, they have to put the girl to go and replace or to pay for in such. And by so doing, the poor man or the man that is less privileged will have the bravery or the courage to say, in a way, is related to a very rich family. So they will gladly give their daughters away into such marriage or to such relationship. Also, another reason why people do marry their children off or match make their children is, it could be two rich families and they will say, oh, instead of their son to go and bring someone that is not of the same class or the same level with them or to their family, so they will rather arrange with another family that is equally rich. There was a situation that I was aware of. These are very distant people, but I knew the family. They are well-known people, but for confidentiality and privacy, I'm not going to mention their names. That the son, the family had only 2 boys. They are very, very, very rich, and the eldest son was actually dating a girl from just an average family. It's not that the family of the girl was poor, they were not poor at all. They have things that they have done in their life too. It's just that they're 2 different class of, of family. But then the parents of the boy objected completely to say they cannot allow their son to marry someone from a pauper family. They did say that someone that is not born into riches or that is not brought up with riches will not know how to manage riches. So in a way, what they did is have to, remove their son from the vicinity, send him abroad, and then did a sort of an arrangement, in a way, matchmaking to other rich and wealthy family. And of course, the way they do this is to say, okay, my son is coming over to this country, is going to, stay in an hotel for a while, but then be visiting you, just be like a guardian parent for him. And so, in a way, the 2 parents have spoken, and, the boy and the girl started talking. And of course, one thing leads to the other. And this is another stylish way by which people do make their their children. But other reasons as well that could happen is because some parents, they could be average family. Both family can be average family, but because they trusted each other, they are scared and worried of what is happening in the recent age, and they don't want their children to be to be a partaker of the problems that happens in marriages and stuff like that. Because when they are actually matchmaking, there are advantages surrounding it for the bride and the groom, because there will be respect, there will be love, because it's not just about the 2 of you, it's not just about the couple, it's about the families, because the families are the one that originated this relationship. They are bound, or they are committed to make it work. And the couple will have the privilege to actually feel loved by both families, rather than a situation where a man will take the bride home to the parents, and the parents will object, all the problems of mother-in-law not being friendly with you or with me, and that will be the percentage will very, very much reduced in this kind of matchmaking of wedding and arrangement. I would like to actually recognize some people that has joined us on the program before I go further. I would like to welcome a sister of mine, Ms. Abiodun Owolabi. Thank you for joining us on this program. God bless you. Also, Ms. Olubukola Jennifer Ogunleye, sister, God bless you for joining us on this program. A cousin, Suraj Badamosi, thank you for joining us. Mr. Olatempo Alashipe, thank you for joining us on this program. God bless you. And also, Mr. Johnson Colin Handsome, he says, nice topic, thank you for joining us. God bless you. And also, I have Mrs. Tola Eni Julius Olatunde. Thank you for joining us on today's program. God bless you. As I was saying, matchmaking, and also Kike Diamond Noble Police has just joined us. Thank you. You are welcome on this program, Women of Valor on Noble People Television. Also, the reason why people do matchmaking is to have the security, as in the situation of people that are less privileged to those that are, that are rich. They want some parents want the security for their children. They don't want their children, their daughter, to suffer the way they have suffered. And some women will gladly, join hand in this. They will gladly accept this and accept the offer, and the gladness of that they have a child in a rich family, and the fact that of the gift that will be presented to them. Also, in some parts of the world, when you're married to an educated person, there are certain rages, as I was made to understand, that if you marry someone of a primary school qualification, there is certain amount of bride price that you pay. If you marry someone that is of secondary school education, there is a particular price you will pay. If you marry someone that is of a higher institution, you have a price to pay. So some husband family, we actually requested the hand of their wife to be in marriage at an early age, simply because they want to train the child. They don't want to pay too much bill, so they will negotiate. And you will see that the husband, the groom, and the bride, they have less activities and less things to say in the process of matchmaking marriages. And we have seen these marriages work sometimes better than when two people meet and then they take each other to each other's family and do their own introduction. Also, when the parents do the matchmaking, when they arrange the relationship, they're not even, that's the couple, you are not even involved in the beginning. They must have finished, done the deal and everything, and you were just informed of who your husband is, of who your wife is, and they will have arranged the day even that you'll be married into this family. While this, in a way, has got its advantages in that sense that there will be love, there is unity, there is security in this kind of family. But would you, as a woman of valor, really, and of this age, because these things is still going on, and would you like your children, your daughter, to be matchmade like that? Would you like such an arranged marriage for your daughter? Or would you like your son, would you like to marry for your son from a family that you trust very well? Another aspect that the families that they do consider is the health of the family that their daughter is going to marry into. They want to see that, make sure that there is no serious health issues in this family. They want to investigate what their habit in this family is. They want to know whether they're good spender, whether they're reasonable people, whether they have respect in the community. And all of these things do happen when parents do matchmake. And their reason, the major reason, is because they believe they are most experienced, and they believe their children are not experienced to be able to make decisions of choosing a life partner for themselves. So they will take it upon themselves. So, but this age, we know that things is very, very different. And we will see that the way that the way that marriages happen this day, it's very, it's a reason or is a reason that leads to so many or high rates of divorces or separations in the community today. Yes, why even we say that, even while we say that, I as a person would not like to be, just be told who I'm going to get married to. I wouldn't like to, my parents to just arrange and say, on so dates you're going to marry so and so. To be honest, I rather get to know the person personally, and that is just a personal opinion, and I'm sure many people as well will be in my situation that will have the same feeling. We can see advantages in getting to know your own friend and getting to know your own partner, and then seeing that there is love between the two of you. There was a movie that I watched one time, and the parents, of course, were match made together to marry, and so also they plan to do the same for their son. And the son said, how am I supposed to know what the bride to be like? And even the wife, they said, no, you don't need to worry. From the time that she was young, she's been taught and she's been brought up how to live with a rich family, how to be. She will be everything that you ever dream of. Yes, it could be true, but what about knowing each other? What about knowing what they like? And you know what? They will not give the room for that courtship, for the two people to know each other very well, because we want to rush everything so that in the process of you knowing each other, you're not going to break, the bond that the family have been growing over the years. But then, so everybody will have to learn to live with it or be forced to love one another based on just the respect that you have for the family or for the parent. Don't forget, in the past, children don't have the boldness to refuse whatever their parents says. It is yes, daddy, yes, mommy. But these days, we know, even from, the people that were born in the 60s and the 70s, you cannot, even though you respect your parent, but when it comes to marriage, it is not the area that your parent will want to go to, unless the part of the world that this is still very, very strict and it's still very, very something that is being practiced. Please allow me to read some of the comments that has been written here. Kike Diamond says, good evening everyone. I salute everyone on No People TV. Big topic, matchmaking. And Miss Mojisola Johnson, sister, said, good evening, Auntie Yeti. Good evening, my lovely sister. How are you today? I hope you are good. Thanks for watching. Kike Diamond says, there are positive and negative sides to it. Yes, I agree with you, sister. And he said, good knowing that you are going into a good family by matchmaking, but what, sorry, I'm trying to read the rest, but what about that one individual? Sorry, I couldn't get the rest of the, it said, it's best to let both parties to get to know one another better and agree if they like one another beforehand. Tolerance first. Engineer, my boss, I salute you, sir. So, Mr. Noble, greetings to you as well from Noble Police. Yes, it is good to know each other first. While it is good, recommendation is okay. And this topic actually was suggested and brought about for today's program for some reason of things that is happening recently. Because there are a group of mothers that were discussing recently, and they were like, all of our young ladies these days, they're really not, pushing forward to marry. They are kind of reserved, and everybody want to build their own career. They want to do their own thing. They want to be fully independent before they can go into any relationship. They are saying the boys want to be committed. The boys are saying the girls are not being serious. So the parents were talking and just, gisting and saying, is it a time to go back to the time of the old that, parent will say, okay, my son and this and that. And I happen to be part of that conversation. And my contribution was, yes, while you can recommend, but it is a very hard thing with this age, because you can't really say, okay, do you like, say to your son, for example, do you like so and so, would you like to date her or something like that? if you have that very cordial relationship with your son, you can have, a discussion around that. But, they will bluntly tell you that, no, I don't have any sexual attraction, or I'm not attracted to her, or she's not attracted to me in that way. We're just friends, we can only be friends. They will tell you straight away. But even if you want to do such a thing, my suggestion, I said, is for them, if they don't know each other, you can, arrange a mutual, gathering where they can meet each other and they can see if they like each other. But it's not something that we can, at this age, go and be talking to each other as parents, because it's just not going to happen. It's not going to be possible. Now, those are children of, say, 25, 6, 7, 28, 29. What about adults as well? Women of value out there as well, that maybe you are of late marriage, maybe you're 35, 40, or 45, and you're still, single. Would you like someone to recommend someone to you? And would you take it up on the chin and said, okay, I will, date this person? Some people even go to the extent of going online for matchmaking on online dating to find someone. They matchmake as well. There are so many of them. They will say professionals that are single, Christian dating line. There are so many of them. But the fact that it says Christian dating line does not mean everybody that we apply on that dating channel or platform will be Christian. So we need to be careful. We need to be wary of that. But, if someone knows someone and they can recommend to say, okay, I know so person, and before you fall into that, I will not call it a trap, but before you get yourself involved, please do try to know the person personally, okay? Get to talk first. Don't, as a woman of valor, woman of dignity, don't just go by the recommendation and you just say because so and so said is good, and you just kind of, fall flat, like you found a husband now and all is rosy and good based on what somebody has told you. You've got to get to know the person, and this is why I'm going to advise. This is just an advice that if you're a woman out there, as a woman of valor, I don't expect you to meet someone very quickly and start laying with them in that sense. It is, to me personally, it is immoral. It's not something that I will encourage, because then you will feel cheap. You will feel cheated should anything happen. But it will not be the man's fault. It will be your own fault. As a woman, you meant to maintain your dignity and your pride, to at least get to know whoever you want to date first before you, start to get too much involved. Also, Kike Diamond says, parents do this to secure a good future for their children. The mistakes some are making are they don't know why my phone is not reading the rest of the message. I'm so sorry. And it says there was a program on BBC about this last month. Most of our ladies are more into making money than want you to get married. Yes, that is very true. Everyone is aware and is, money conscious these days. And most of these young boys has been exposed to dating sugar mommies that are feeding them, you see, because, they are probably not wanting to take responsibility, as the girls will say that they don't want to be responsible. Some girls will say the boys of these days, they want everything in you. They want you to be the mom, they want you to be the girlfriend, the wife, and they, at the same time, to contribute into the marriage. So everybody, their choices is, and if you speak to 2, 3, 4 people, you will see that everybody is saying nearly the same thing. So how then do we combat this? How then do we, go about this? There are so many seminars that is going on around about singles, for men, for women, for young ones, and everything. And I will encourage us that, based on your religion as well, there are some Christian, programs in that sense as well. There are some general ones that are not religious based that you can attend, or if you have young adults or adults of 25, 6, even from 23, send them, encourage them to attend these seminars. They will gain one or two things from these seminars. Yeah, as I was saying, even you as a matured woman or as an adult or a single that's of late age, would you accept someone that is introduced to you? Yes, I will not say it is not something that can be practicable, because they always say that you know people through people. So if you know people, but it is for you to do your own research, it is for you to get to know that person. It's not going to be a situation. There was another situation like that. One woman, traveled abroad and brought a very young lady, let me use that word, of about 25 years old. Between 23, but the max cannot be up to 25 or more than 25. And she was married to a 67-year-old man. Yes, even though she's an adult, but I mean that age gap, goodness, is too much. So I was talking to this girl at some point, and I said to her, do you know the age of daddy? Because even I call the man daddy, before you were married. And she said yes. She was told as an elderly person, and I said, okay, you were shown the picture and you accepted. He said yes. So she came over, and you know what, she was very good, she was humbled, she was very caring to the man, and the thing is, because they said the man has not been married before, so she was actually the first wife of the man, which is very moving in that sense. So I said, okay, what can I say? You can't in that sense advise against, because she's already here, she's with the man, but that is another kind of matchmaking. But when we matchmake, let's try and at least check the age gap. Some men, like no police said that some boys or some young men prefer sugar mommy as a woman of valor. I will not expect an elderly and a very, very mature, somebody who are like 15, 10 years older, than the men. Someone was saying something recently that you could be termed and seen as a cradle snatcher. So there are several reasons, even if you see a young person like that, you want to help them, there are ways you can help them. The fact that you are helping them does not mean you need to lay with them. What if they are your children? What if they are your sons? So this is what you need to think about. Even as a man, you should try and not go around, girls that should be of your own daughter's age. You should try and look for your, age mates if you want to get married. In the process of matchmaking, though, you don't have to lay with people to help or support them, because in most cases this is poverty that drives people into this stage. And as a woman of valor as well, some people will even tell their friend, do you know of any rich man that can look after me? No, that shouldn't be our motive, our mission for going into a relationship. Everyone has their reason for going into a relationship. Yes, I agree with you, but your motive, your major reason shouldn't be that, because you've got your two hands. Remember the saying that what a man can do, a woman can do. And even, another school of theory said women can do better, which I believe. So you can make money yourself, you can do things. You just need to review your life. You need to see where you are, what you want to achieve in life, where you are, and see how you can be helped. Seek help. Talk to professionals. If you, this country is a country of opportunity. Even if you are in other parts of the country, there are so many businesses that you can do. And, it's only if you don't research or if you don't find that you cannot get. So I will encourage you out there today that even though matchmaking or introducing people to each other is not a crime, but you need to do your own research and know what you are letting yourself into. Noble Police said most parents concentrate on the girls, believing that the boys can take care of themselves. That is true. The boys can take care of themselves because they know boys will always get girls. But we should always, make sure as well that the young men around us are equipped enough to stand the test of time to be able to be a man that, they are meant to be, to support them, to guide them, and show them by example as well. Miss Oluwaloshe Taiwo, thank you for joining us on this program. And Noble Police says, I'm sure I was over 10 years older than the boy. Which boy is that, Noble Police? But let me concentrate before my big grammar start flowing here. Hello, that's just Noble Police for you. I don't know which boy you are. You are not a cradle snatcher, so I believe that. And I know you are a decent woman of valor, so you wouldn't do that as well. Just one of your jokes. So before we move on, I would like to go on a very short break, just for 2 minutes. Please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome all your comments and to share some of your experience. If you think it is completely wrong and you don't believe at all in matchmaking, please do let me know. Your comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. And please don't go anywhere.
And as far as Ibejuleki have good future, you too can come and plan to have your own company. Refineries under construction, Lagos State Smart City, Lekki Free Trade Zone and Lekki Deep Sea Port is under construction at Ibejuleki International Airport. 60 different Chinese companies, Fort Milan Bridge, Ibejuleki Shoprite and so on. Commercially and industrially, Ibejuleki will be great and conducive place for everybody. Come and get your own property at Aspire Heights Creator. Come directly to our office at H56 57 Ikota Shopping Complex, VGC, Lekki Epe Expressway, Aja, or call Mr. Adeniyi on this number 09070995466 or 08052894614. Aspire Heights Creator says get your properties at affordable prices. Yeah.
Aspire Hydrocom is here for me.
Oh, yes.
Everybody listening, real estate and land agent with 100% guarantee. Aspire Hydrocom, now you be baba.
Oh yes, buy land, buy house, lease and rent houses or land with ease at Ibejuleki and its environs at Aspire Heights Creator at affordable and reasonable price. We have estates in different places: Arium Estate, Abidjan, Lekki, Green Island, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate, Lekki, Peninsula Home Phase 2, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate Phase 3, Lekki. All these and more are our estates with good roads, maximum security, buildings with good structure and well planned. And as far as Ibejuleki have good future, you too can come and plan to have your own company. Refineries under construction, Lagos State Smart City, Lekki Free Trade Zone and Lekki Deep Sea Port is under construction at Ibejuleki International Airport. 60 different Chinese companies, Fort Milan Bridge, Ibejuleki Shoprite and so on. Commercially and industrially, Ibejuleki will be great and conducive.
You're welcome back to Women of Valor. Thank you for joining us and staying tuned to today's program. We are discussing today matchmaking, advantages and disadvantages, and you as a woman of valor, would you allow your son, your daughter to be matched up in a relationship? Or would you, even as a woman of valor, agree to this kind of arrangement of relationship? We have talked about it, the advantages, how, both parties can have mutual respect, how love can, strong bond can be between the two families, which will support and enhance and promote the relationship in the couple's life. And so the hate is eliminated. We've talked about respect for, both family, help from both family. The bonds are always very, 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 very good. And we talk about disadvantages, the misunderstanding that will happen because the couple will not know each other too well, and they feel like, they have just been dumped into an institution which, they were not consulted and their opinion were not sought before they were put into it. There could be feeling of being bullied or unloved in case of the less privileged family to the other family, because it is not all the rich people that would treat the less privileged family in a respectable way. They might actually treat them in the other way around. They might disrespect them. They might look down on them. They can treat them anyhow. There could be a lot of resentment. It could lead to depression, and eventually it could lead to divorce as well, because we've heard of so many situations where girls have to run off from their matrimonial home because they just thought this is a complete stranger and they cannot be with them. And also before I close, I would like to touch base on certain things or certain mistakes that I think women do make generally when they first meet people. Like, even if someone introduced two of you together to meet, on your first date of meeting, I will say before that, I want to say, if somebody introduced someone to you and you start talking over the phone, try not to go too much deep into loving talk, and don't be carried away too much if you have not seen the person physically. Okay, you can talk, you can chat, but don't keep it to heart too much, because I have seen a situation where this person was telling me herself that she met with the man, but before they actually physically seen each other face to face, they've had a lot of romantic moments on their phone, the sweet words, that they were falling in love already just listening to each other. But then on seeing the man, she thought, no way under the sun I'm going to be with this kind of person. But then that love that that was in their heart already for the same man, pulled her to, okay, let me just, but in no way is the man going to be able to fit into her life, her social life, her academic life. They were just two different people, but at the same time, just conversing over the phone, they feel they are together. She said she will give it a go and see if she can try and, build them up a bit and, make things work. But no, it didn't work. And all those time, energy, and emotions are wasted. So if someone introduces someone to you, some people will do video calls and all that. It cannot be the same. Maybe the person just, wanted to, put up a good face to you on the video call. But you need to meet the person in person before you start to trip and, fall in love. And if you eventually meet together to discuss, I know ladies are the ones that are always falling into this kind of trap. Like, we tend to want to talk about our past experience. It is not the best opportunity, it's not the right time to start talking about your past love or what he did wrong or why you were not together again, And also, it is not the time to start talking about what you like and what you can talk about what you like, because those are positive energy, but lessen on what you don't like, because that is negativity, and that can only bring negative vibes. You say, I don't like this, I don't like, okay, and then it's going to be what else, because it will look like you're giving the man actually rules and to say, you know what, to be with me, this is the way you have to do it, this is the way you have to do it. And if you don't do it that way, what the message you're passing is, then we're going to have issues and we're going to have trouble. Don't forget, we are all learning from this program, because when you want to present something, you tend to do a bit more research on your own knowledge, experiences that you've seen around you, and what you've heard. So we are all learning. So this is not in particular relating to anyone at all. So don't think this is directed to you at all. If you feel like it's something that you have been, engaged or involved with, it's just a general thing that women and ladies do. And also some ladies or some men as well tends to kind of boast off of their abilities of try to be humble a bit, to try not to show off too much. It is not the time to announce what you have in your account, or to show how big you are. It's better to actually keep yourself, get to know each other first. There's a school of a theory that says don't share your bank details or whatever, or your first or second date. I wouldn't expect anyone to do that anyway, but if no one has ever done it, it's not going to be researched and be talked about. So, it's an advice. Try to be humble and just get to know each other before you start to develop intimacy, which often leads to being very hot if things doesn't work the way that you expected. Sometimes it could feel right with some people when you see them, most especially when you are physically attracted to each other. But they always say, do not judge a book by its cover. Don't say because someone is good looking, it's going to be bad. Or because someone is good looking, it's going to be good. There are many beautiful ladies out there that they are not, bad girls. There are some handsome guys out there that they are not fornicators, cheaters, and adulterers. There are some that are just decent and they've just been blessed with their look. So do not judge someone. You need to communicate. You need to get to know one another. Try and find out what is the situation. If you are into your second, relationship, or the person you are meeting is actually on a second, journey as well, try to find facts before you get yourself, into trouble. Mostly some ladies will start, engaging themselves, sleeping with, men and getting pregnant, having babies, and at the end of the day you find out some fact and then you get yourself hurt. And then you start to curse and do and this. No, look, that is not going to, help. So it's just another. What is done is done. The damage that has been caused, there are certain things that we cannot eradicate in life. It's not going to stop. The fact that we talked about this is not going to bring an end to it. It will still happen. But at least when we encourage and educate each other, we can learn and know how we can, make the ones coming after us to not fall into the same trap that the older ones are falling into. And as a woman of valor, I want you to live, I would like to encourage you to live and emulate a life that is worthy of good reputation, that people around you can learn from you, that even when they speak of you, they can vouch to say, oh, no, she's not like that, or no, he's not like that. I want to encourage you. I'm not against, people introducing one to one another if they know. And you that you want to introduce your friend to someone, don't just do that for a particular reason that, someone is happily married, and because they just want to fulfill their lustful flesh, you want to destroy somebody's home. Women does that, men does that. Don't set to, ruin somebody else's home. You don't know how hard so anyone or has worked hard to build their home and the reputation that they have gained in their relationship. So all I'm saying is, if you are introduced to someone, tends to know the person personally, don't bank on what you have been told. And at the same time, our young ones, let us encourage them. There is no harm in getting married. Let's try and alleviate the fear that they are living with. And I believe that as they do so, God Almighty will help them. There has been some other greetings here from Sister Muji to Noble Police, and yeah, just the people that are online. I greet every one of you, and I do appreciate you for joining us on this program. Continue to support us on No People Television with all our programs. On Saturday, we've got the new program now that is how it was started. And, we invite so many songwriters, some musicians, actors, actresses on this program on Saturday. Please join us for this program in the evenings, 5 o'clock every Saturday. Even on Saturday morning, we have Yogi on No People TV as well, from 11 o'clock. Sometimes she starts from 10 o'clock as well. And also Noble Police, meet Noble Police and hang out with her every Friday from 7 p.m. And of course, on every Monday, please do join me from between 5 and 6 o'clock on Women of Valor. Thank you very much for joining me today. I will see you next week by the grace of God. My name is Yetunde Oluyinka. God bless you. Have a lovely evening and a blessed week.